ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ವಾಸುದೇವಾಯ. ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ವಾಸುದೇವಾಯ. ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ವಾಸುದೇವಾಯ. ನಾರಾಯಣಂ ನಮಸ್ಕೃತ್ಯಂ ನರಂ ಚೈವ ನರೋತ್ತಮಂ ದೇವೀಂ ಸರಸ್ವತಿಂ ವ್ಯಾಸಂ ತತೋ ಜಯಮುದೀರಯೇ. ನಷ್ಟಪ್ರಾಯೇಷು ಅಭದ್ರೇಷು ನಿತ್ಯಂ ಭಾಗವತ ಸೇವಯ ಭಗವತೆ ಉತ್ತಮ ಶ್ಲೋಕೆ ಭಕ್ತಿರ್ಭವತಿ ನೈಷ್ಟಕಿ. ಮೂಕಂ ಕರೋತಿ ವಾಚಾಲಂ ಪಂಗುಂ ಲಂಘಯತೆ ಗಿರಿಂ ಯತ್ಕೃಪಾತಮಹಂ ವಂದೇ ಶ್ರೀಗುರು ದೀನತಾರಿಣಂ ಚೈತನ್ಯಮೀಶ್ವರಂ. ಓಂ ಅಜ್ಞಾನತಿಮಿರಂಧಸ್ಯ ಜ್ಞಾನಾಂಜನಶಲಾಕಯ ಚಕ್ಷುರುನ್ಮಿಲಿತಮೇನ ತಸ್ಮೈ ಶ್ರೀಗುರುವೇ ನಮಃ. ನಮೋ ವಿಷ್ಣುಪಾದಾಯ ಕೃಷ್ಣಪೃಷ್ಠಾಯ ಭೂತಲೆ ಶ್ರೀಮತೆ ಭಕ್ತಿ ವೇದಾಂತ ಸ್ವಾಮಿತಿ ನಾಮಿನೆ. ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಸರಸ್ವತೆ ದೇವೆ ಗೌರವಾಣಿ ಪ್ರಚಾರಿಣಿ ನಿರ್ವಿಶೇಷ ಶೂನ್ಯವಾದಿ ಪಾಶ್ಚಾತ್ಯ ದೇಶತಾರಿಣಿ. ಜಯ ಶ್ರೀ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಪ್ರಭು ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಶ್ರೀ ಅದ್ವೈತ ಗದಾಧರ ಶ್ರೀವಾಸದಿ ಗೌರ ಭಕ್ತ ವೃಂದ. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಹರೇ ಹರೇ, ಹರೇ ರಾಮ 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 ಹರೇ ಹರೇ. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್. So thank you all for joining Bhagavatam study. So we'll continue Canto 1, Chapter 13, Text 50. Dhritarashtra leaves home. So can somebody read? Welcome.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it's allotted to me.
Thank you.
Nispaditam devakrityam avesam pratikshate tvadyuyam avekshadvam bhavedyavad ishveva iheshwaraha.
Translation and purport by Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Translation: The Lord has already performed his duties to help the demigods. He is awaiting the rest. You Pandavas may wait as long as the Lord is here on earth. Purport: The Lord descends from his abode, the topmost planet in the spiritual sky, in order to help the demigod administrators of the material world when they are greatly vexed by the asuras, who are envious not only of the Lord but also of his devotees. As referred to above, the conditioned living being contact material association by their own choice, dictated by a strong desire to lord it over the resource of the material world and become imitation lords of all they survey. Everyone is trying to become an imitation god. There is keen competition amongst such imitation gods, and such competitions are generally known as asuras. When there are too many asuras in the world, then it becomes a hell of those who are devotees of the Lord. Due to the growth of the asuras, the mass of people who are generally devoted to the Lord by nature and the pure devotees of the Lord, including the demigods in higher planets, pray to the Lord for relief, and the Lord either descends personally from his abode or deputes some of his devotees to remodel the fallen condition of human society or even animal society. Such disruptions take place not only in human society but also among animals, birds, or other living beings, including the demigods in the higher planets. Lord Sri Krishna descended personally to vanquish asuras like Kamsa, Jarasandha, and Sishupala, and during the reign of Maharaja Yudhishthira, almost all these asuras were killed by the Lord. Now he was awaiting the annihilation of his own dynasty called the Yadu Vamsha, who appeared by his will in this world. He wanted to take them away before his own departure to his eternal abode. Narada, like Vidura, did not disclose the imminent annihilation of the Yadu dynasty, but indirectly gave a hint to the king and his brothers to wait till the incident happened and the Lord departed. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So Narada Muni further explaining, actually consoling Yudhishthira Maharaj. Yudhishthira Maharaj was actually in a very desperate, sad because his uncles left. So in the previous verses, he explained how Kala works, how karma works, and finally he says, no, it's the will of the Lord. Now he says that Lord has done his duties. Lord has, and he has deputed certain demigods, devatas. Now we wait for the rest. there is something more to happen. So you Pandavas may wait as long as the Lord is in the earth. That means Lord is going to leave very soon. So indirectly, he is giving a hint to Pandavas that yes, Lord is also not going to stay long, because that's the Dwapara Yuga going to end. So that's the hint he gave. In the purpose, Srila Prabhupada talks about how Devi Devatas are administrators of this world. Each Devi Devata takes the responsibility of managing certain portfolios. Prabhupada says demigod administrators. They help Lord in manage the affairs of the world, like Brahmaji in this creation, and Lord Shiva for annihilation, Lakshmi Devi for Lakshmi the finance, and Saraswati education. Like that, Durga for the kind of a jailer. Like this, each one takes the responsibility of it, and they deliver their duty so nicely. But there are people who are in the Asura qualities. They think that they are God. Prabhupada says imitation God. Like, there are so many demons. Of course, in the Satya Yuga also, like Hiranyakashipu, he did some austerity, he got some boon, and he started thinking that, yes, now I'm immortal, nobody can kill me, because he got a boon from Brahma that he cannot be killed in the water, he cannot be killed in the fire, cannot be killed in the sky, he's killed in the ground, and he will not be killed by the animal, he will not be killed by the human, so he will not be killed in the day, he will not be night. He tried to cover all those possible, circumstances, but still Lord Narasimhadev came and killed him, satisfying all the conditions. So no imitation God can survive. Like Ravana, he was so powerful that he could keep a ladder to go to heaven. That was his power. But he has also been killed. In today's world also, Prabhupada mentions there are so many demons. When this demonic people comes, asuras come, the devotees get disturbed. When there are too many asuras in the world, that becomes a hell for those who are devotees of the Lord. So this is the normal circumstances we can also experience today. There are, we have seen in Bangladesh what happens. So those who are very devotional, and they've been attacked. The cows have been attacked. So Brahman has been attacked. Ladies been attacked. This is the quality or nature of a human, the demonic people. So, but Krishna will come. Krishna, like Paritana Sadhuna Vinashya Duskrutam, Dharma Samsthapanat Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, he says that. But we may have to wait. But here Prabhupada says, Lord either descends personally from his own abode or deputes some of his devotees. So it's not that every time Lord will appear. Lord in the Dwapara Yuga appeared personally. And different yugas, different time, place, circumstance, he may depute. If nothing is there, he is not sending, he'll send some virus. He'll kill these demonic people, like corona came, or so many other diseases. Krishna, to annihilate the demons is not difficult. He can easily annihilate, but he comes personally to protect his devotees. For that, he doesn't send anybody else. He comes himself. Prabhupada gives example like demons like Kamsa, Jarasandha, Shishupala, all this been killed. And also Prabhupada talks about even not demons, the devotees like Yaduvamsha, also Krishna will take them back, because Krishna bought them for performing a Leela, and before he leaves, he wants to take them back. That also happened. But that Narada Muni did not say directly here, but very soon going to happen, and Yaduvamsha will go back. And immediately Krishna also, he'll perform his Prabhasa Leela. And take an example or excuse of an hunter hitting his arrow to the toe. With that, he'll also leave from this material world for our naked eyes. But Krishna doesn't depart. Krishna is there. Krishna is there everywhere. In that form, he is left, and he is always there. Prabhupada talks about Lord is there in his Archa Vigraha form. Lord is there in the Bhagavatam. Lord is there in the holy name. So we can easily realize or easily reciprocate with the Lord in various ways. We can go to temple, ISKCON temples where Natcha Vigraha form. Lord personally there, is standing there to give us his mercy. Lord is there in the Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna. Lord is there in the holy name. It's the name and he himself, there is no difference. So just by chanting the holy name, we can reciprocate with the Lord. We can interact with the Lord. Lord is Nama Prabhu. He is a person. We can interact with the Supreme Lord in various ways. So just because Lord is left physically doesn't mean that he's not there. Srila Vishnu Chakratakura, he writes here, he is waiting only for the remaining actions. Like Vidura also came. Vidura also knew that Lord is very soon wind up his Leela. He also knew that Yaduvamsha is going to go. And Narada also did not reveal the complete point through Yudhishthira, because it's a common some bad news are not been told directly, or because it will Yudhishthira will be very, very sad. He will be disappointed. He may not be able to take it. So like that, sometimes we see, right, some bad news are there. They'll slowly they will create a situation so that they bring up that person to that consciousness. So then he'll reveal that, because if you give all of a sudden, you'll get a heart attack for some people. So here also, Narada Muni slowly gives, and Vishnu Chakravarti writes that, which he knew had already taken place. The verb has no object, but it has mean I and mine, he explains. Even by hearing about the incident, they should consider everything in this way. That's what he says. Okay, so we'll move on to the next sloka. 51. Somebody can.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Amataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hegidira. Utaita.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Amataji.
Canto 1, Chapter 13, Text 51. Dhritarashtra saha Bhratra Gandharya cha Swabharyaya Dakshinena Himavata Rishinam Ashramam Gataha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O King, your uncle Dhritarashtra, his brother Vidura, and his wife Gandhari have gone to the southern side of the Himalayan mountains, where there are shelters of the great sages. Purport: to pacify the mourning Maharaja Yudhishthira, Narada first of all spoke from the philosophical point of view, and then he began to describe the future movements of his uncle, which he could see by his foreseeing powers, and thus began to describe as follows.
Yeah, so further Narada is saying that Dhritarashtra, Vidura, and Gandhari, they already gone to Himalaya, southern side of Himalaya. And also understand, Vidura is non-different. Vidura is Yamaraj. So Vidura is one of the Mahajan. He knows exactly what is to be done, what is the destination. So that's why he's taking Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, so that they take a right destination. So Prabhupada briefly here explains that. So the Narada wanted to pacify Yudhishthira Maharaj. So he just gave a very philosophical point. Now he is telling where is Dhritarashtra, where the Vidura and Gandhari. Okay, we'll move on to the 52.
Hare Krishna. Canto 1, Chapter 13, Text 52. Stotro bhya saptabhi ya vai swarduni saptada vyayadat saptanam pritye nana sapta shrotha prashakshati. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The place is called Saptastrotra, divided by 7, because there the waters of the sacred Ganges were divided into 7 branches. This was done for the satisfaction of the 7 great rishis. Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada has not given any purport for it here. So we can read the next, then we'll discuss together. Vishnu Chakravarti has briefly written. 53, somebody can read.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Sanatvanosvanam तस्मिन् हुत्वा चग्निन् यथा विधि अभक्ष उपासन्तात्मा स अष्टे विगतशरणः. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. On the banks of Saptasrota, Dhritarashtra is now engaged in beginning Ashtanga Yoga by bathing 3 times daily in the morning, noon and evening, by performing the Agnihotra sacrifice with fire and by drinking only water. This helps one control the mind and the senses and frees one completely from the thoughts of familial affection. Purport. The yoga system is a mechanical way to control the senses and the mind and divert them from matter to spirit. The preliminary process are the sitting posture, meditation, spiritual thoughts, manipulation of air passing within the body, and gradual situation in trance, facing the absolute person, Paramatma. Such mechanical ways of rising to the spiritual platform prescribe some regulative principles of taking bath daily 3 times, fasting as far as possible, sitting concentration the mind on spiritual matters, and thus gradually becoming free from Vishaya or material objectives. Material existence means to be absorbed in the material objective, which is simply illusionary. House, country, family, society, children, property, and business are some of the material coverings of the spirit. Atma, and the yoga system helps one to become free from all these illusionary thoughts and gradually turn towards the absolute person, Paramatma. By material association and education, we learn simply to concentrate on flimsy things. But yoga is the process of forgetting them altogether. Modern so-called yogis and yoga systems manifest some magical feats, and ignorant persons are attracted by such false things, or they accept the yoga system as a cheap healing process for diseases of the gross body. But factually, the yoga system is the process of learning to forget what we have acquired throughout the struggle for existence. Dhritarashtra was all along engaged in improving family affairs by raising the standard of living of his sons, or by usurping the property of the or by usurping the property of the Pandavas for the sake of his own sons. These are common affairs of a man grossly materialistic and without knowledge of this spiritual force. He does not see how this can drag one from heaven to hell. By the grace of his younger brother Vidura, Dhritarashtra was enlightened and could see his grossly illusionary engagements, and by such enlightenment he was able to leave home for spiritual realization. Sri Narada Deva was just foretelling the way of the spiritual progress in a place which was sanctified by the flow of celestial Ganges. Drinking water only without solid food is also considered fasting. This is necessary for advancement of spiritual knowledge. A foolish man wants to be a cheap yogi without observing the regulative principles. A man who has no control over the tongue at first can hardly become a yogi. Yogi and bogi are two opposite terms. The yogi is never allowed to eat and drink unrestrictedly. We may note this prophet how Dhritarashtra began his yoga system by drinking water only and sitting calmly in a place with a spiritual atmosphere. Deeply absorbed in the thoughts of the Lord Hari, the personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So further, Narada Muni explaining in the previous verse, he explains where this what the place is that the place called Sapta Strotra, that divided by 7. So this where sacred Ganges were divided into 7 branches. So that's where Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, and Vidura are staying, and they are performing the austerity. So where Dhritarashtra is performing his austerity, Astanga Yoga, by bathing 3 times and drinking only water. So he's performing his austerities. Prabhupada, the purport says that yoga system is a mechanical way to control the senses. So yeah, yoga is good. Actual yoga means the connect Atma to Paramatma. So in the today's world, whatever yoga do, the physical exercise, they are not actual yogas. They are physical exercise. Actual yoga is like bhakti yoga, which is connecting, or karma yoga, the real yoga, which connects to the Atma to the Paramatma. So the preliminary process of sitting posture, meditation, these are all the process given in Bhagavad Gita. Also later Krishna says that how one should perform yoga, how should focus, how should sit, everything he says that. But at the same time, Arjuna says, hey Krishna, this is not possible for me. This is so difficult. Now, in the Dwapara Yuga, if person like Arjuna says it's difficult, then how is that possible for us? He says, Chanchalaha mana Krishna. Okay, Krishna, it's very, very difficult. My mind is, very, very chanchala. So that's why Prabhupada says that the best process given for Kali Yuga is to simply chant the holy name. He gives example of Haridas Thakur, who was mastered the chanting the holy name, who was chanting 3 lakhs names per day. And he also compares how the prostitute, the Maya Devi, come in the form of prostitute and try to entice him. He was not disturbed. So in turn, he actually made her his disciple, made her to chant, and he left. Whereas other side, Vishwamitra, who did his austerities for thousands of years, Menaka's ankle bell, he just left his austerity and left. So the point is that especially in current age, Kali Yuga, the best process is to chant the holy name. Prabhupada also says that fasting as far as possible is required, so at least on Ekadashi day, twice a month, and the appearance, disappearance of the certain our acharyas, Janmashtami, Gaura Purnima, like Nityananda Rishi just finished. So these are the days we should fast. Fasting also good because that helps to rejuvenate our body. Like a factory requires a shutdown, similarly our body requires a shutdown. So take only the water if they cannot handle. Of course, there are different levels of fasting, Nirjala fasting, the water fasting, and fruits fasting, and Ekadashi, food items fasting, like that is there. But end of the day, fast means upavasa. Upa means close. Stay close to, Lord, or chant more, read more, preach more, distribute more books or prasadam. This is the fasting. Not that, not eat, sleep. That's not the fasting. Fasting means to serve more to Krishna. That's how the fasting has to happen. So Prabhupada says, so normal in the material world, ignorant people are attracted by such false things. So there are people who out of their some the yoga system, or they learn some tricks, and then started showing out of, and sometimes they claim themselves a god. Somebody may produce something, some ashes or something, and they claim themselves god. There was a nice joke. There was a person who went to Himalaya. For 25 years, he did austerity, and he learned a trick, walking on the water. So he could walk to the water without boat. He could cross the river, just walking on the water. So after 25 years, he came back to the village, started showing off to everybody that, yes, now I, perfected this art of walking on the water. So the villagers all joined. So one old man came and he said, your 25 years of austerity is equal to 25 paisa for me. So they said, why 25 paisa? Yes, I pay 25 paisa. The boatman takes me the other side of the river. So I don't have to do 25 years of austerity. So the point is that today we have to not just cross the river, we have to cross this material world, the nescience of the material world. For that, this magic, this nescience of the yoga system will not work. We need to really do the Sankirtan Yajna. That is the real, the Yajna can take us back to, from the, material world. Prabhupada says here, one cannot control the tongue. It's very difficult because tongue can do things, tongue can speak, tongue can taste prasadam. Tongue has to be used this purpose. Rishikena Sevaya. So in that the Jivha has got two activities. Always speak about the Lord, nothing else, no prajalpa, no material discussions, no things about that person did, this person did, no. No material things, just talk about Krishna. And as much as create an opportunity to speak about Krishna and Krishna's glories, Krishna's holy name, Krishna's pastimes, and offer nice bhoga to Krishna and honor Krishna Prasad. This is how we can perfect our life. What else we need? We need 1 time, 2 time food and nice sleep, 5-6 hours sleep, and balance, do our daily routine work. Maybe those who are working 8 hours, balance, we have another 16 hours, maybe 8 hours for sleeping it and cleaning, and 8 hours there for chanting and reading, preaching. So that's Prabhupada talks about yogi, bogi. Though generally said that person who eats only 1 day, 1 meal per day is yogi. More than that, one eats is a bogi. And the other day somebody was saying that, so if he eats 3 times, he says is rogi. So yogi 1 time, 2 times is a bogi, 3 times is a rogi. So if somebody eats more than 3 times, he says hogi, means he left already. So of course joke. So we should not be, bogi, or should not be rogi, because the more we eat, more problem comes. The health problems is because overeating, not less eating. Prabhupada one place says that in the material world, people are not dying because scarcity of food. People are dying because of overeating. People are eating unwanted things, and because of that, all these diseases are started, and they created health problems. If they control eating and sattvic food and timely food, quality food, without refrigerating, without using micro oven, without using all the things, modern gadgets, if they use fresh food, freshly cooked sattvic food, health will be good. No cholesterol, no BP, everything will be okay. But we create a problem for ourselves. The vicious circle is created by us. We cook and keep in the refrigerator 3 times, 4 times, and heat it up, again put it back. All the nutrition is gone, and actually it creates a poison. And we think that is food. We eat that. And with that, we create health problems. And then to solve that, we take medicine. Each medicine has got its own side effect. For the side effect, we take another medicine. And like that, vicious circle going on. So coming back to the roots, Prabhupada says, simple living, high thinking, like simple village life, depend on land and cow, that we can and chant the holy name. That's it. That's enough. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti writes here, the process of Astanga Yoga that performed here is described in 4 verses. Niyamaha are bathing, sacrifices and taking water food. Yamaha are calming the mind. Upashanatama upasmathana, destroying the attachment, vighataya sasana, asana, pranayama. So these are the various asanas talks about, but in Kali Yuga, no other asana required. Simply chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant our Ram nicely. Do Sankirtan Yajna. Do book distribution. Now very soon Shivaratri is coming. All good opportunity. Go to all the Shiva temple, keep a book table, do Kirtan and distribute Prabhupada books. Those who have taken Prabhupada books, they will be blessed. Prabhupada's mercy will be there, Krishna's mercy will be there. And along with that, we also get the mercy. With this, I'll stop here. Devotees can share their comments. Hare Krishna, Om Tat Sat. Krishna, Umashankar Prabhu will start.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu.
So whatever the yogis follow just to achieve the mystical powers, it's actually waste of our endurance. So actually the example was given for that boatman. So he just spent 25 paisa to cross this water instead of wasting the 25 years of his lifetime. If he had at least practiced for at least in half of that also, he should have reached an advancement in the spiritual life. So similarly, the in the materialistic thing also, if we in this it is full of uncertainty. So everything is actually destroying us only. So earlier, when computers came, it was everybody was feeling its helpfulness, but now it has itself created the trouble for everybody. Everybody is fearing of virtual employees nowadays. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Varsha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the class. So today's takeaway for me was like some demons always act like God, like how Hiranyakashipu was, but God will make sure to remove those kind of demons either by him coming and destroying them, or either by sending his devotees. And the next thing I take away was like from the Yudhishthir Maharaj's life about yogic things, how he had done. And it was really touching, Prabhuji, how and why the tongue should be used. We use it very unwantedly. So it should either be used in eating prasad or to say godly things. And or about eating habits also, it is very much, I mean, understandable. And simple thinking and high living is what I should aim for, Prabhuji. That's what I
Thank you.
understood. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Sumit Prabhu, anything missed point, please add. Please correct me. Right there.
Yes, Prabhuji. So yeah, nicely covered all the points, Prabhu. Just the takeaway I can tell. So in the first verse, the takeaways are like Lord descends to the material world when the asuras disrupt the natural order, and he protects his devotees and restore balance. So asuras are those people who desire to imitate the Lord and compete for power, while the devotees are aligned to the Lord's will, striving for harmony. So Lord do the divine intervention through his own presence or through his devotees. And that is a necessary action to correct the fallen state of the world, whether in human society, animal society, or the higher realms. So even the destruction of the Yadu dynasty is a part of the Lord's divine plan. And although it may seem tragic, it was essential for the cosmic. And Narada's role in guiding the royal family of the Kurus, it reflects the importance of the patience and faith in the divine plan, even when the future may seem uncertain. And from the last shloka, uh, yoga is not about physical feats or superficial results, but it is a spiritual discipline which is aimed at controlling the senses and minds, which helps individuals move beyond material attachment to focus on the supreme person. So this material world is temporary and illusory, while yoga helps the practitioner detach from worldly distinction and turn towards the eternal truth. So in the modern days, the yoga is misunderstood. They focus only on like the bodily health or the benefits of like some cure for some disease. The people are thinking by doing some yoga, we will be more healthy. So that is not the real benefit of yoga. So yoga word is to connect with the Lord. So that's true aim is for spiritual realization. Finally, the Dhritarashtra journey from material attachment to spiritual awakening. That actually tells us the importance of self-discipline, control, and a focus on the Lord. So one's lifestyle should be regulated, especially through the control of desires. That is the key to spiritual progress. That's it.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Shridevi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Today, the best takeaway is yoga, boga, and roga.
Yogi, yogi, bogi, rogi, and bogi.
What I learned is don't eat 3 times a day. So that I have
eat
to
4
learn.
times, Mataji. Then what is that me called?
Maybe it is utilizing for Krishna Seva, Prabhuji. Maybe what I'm eating is for my body, I think. So the Lord descends from his abode from Krishna Loka to help the demigod administration of this material world when the asuras are troubling too much. When too much of asuras are there, then it becomes hell for the devotees. The devotees cannot concentrate. So Lord Sri Krishna descends personally to vanquish asuras like Kamsa, Jarasandha, and Sisupala, etc. So Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, and Vidura, they went to Saptastro Srota, where the Ganges is divided into 7, and there they do the meditation. So on the banks of Saptastrota, Dhritarashtra is engaged in being Ashtanga Yoga. He performs Ashtanga Yoga by taking 3 times bath, and then Agnihotra, sacrifice, and he drinks only water. He doesn't take any food. That's for concentration. That's what Prabhuji from the
Thank you,
class.
Mataji. Ramesh Prabhu, anything is there? Murali Prabhu, yes.
Yes, Prabhu, I want to speak.
Yes, Prabhu.
I will show you one list. I mean, regarding devotional service and preaching, I wanted to learn how far it be successful. I don't know. But related to my work, also it's required to learn languages, all languages, Indian languages. It is because all foreign languages are based on Indian languages only.
Yes, Prabhu.
One of my seniors told me to search 40 books in Sanskrit, Madhvacharya.
Okay.
So I'll show you personally, Prabhu. That's all. No, I want
Yeah,
my
sure.
aim is yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Mariappan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Ashtanga yoga, yoga, and bhakti yoga are different yogas in physical, different yoga. And yoga is generally it is all physical exercise what people are doing. And Kali Yuga, best possible and practical mode of liberation is chanting holy name of Lord attentively. And fasting means more to serve to Lord. And we have to cross the material world and enter the spiritual world. And the tongue must speak about Lord Krishna and offer nice boga to Lord and take prasadam. And yogi, bogi, rogi, and most of us are in beyond this rogi, eating all the time. But luckily, after coming into Krishna consciousness, at least I am eating a lot of
Luckily, we are
prasad.
eating only prasad.
Only prasad. That way we are
That is the
safeguarding.
best.
But still, that is one reason even for entering in what is that?
Spiritual activities.
Diksha also, that is one blocking factor I have to overcome.
Yes.
Entering in the and overeating is the root cause of all diseases. I have understood, and simplified way of eating and sattvic food will ensure healthy life. That much I have understood.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Lakshmi Mataji, anything you want to?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mm.
Okay. Archana Mataji, anything? Oh, Asha Mataji.
Thank you for the class, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
for the class.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, attending the class. So nice. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Asha Mataji, you want to say anything?
No, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Okay, so we'll stop here. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyevacha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. We'll see you next Monday. I think
Prashadeshwar Prabhuji class ki